Iran. Ever been to Iran? Asked Rascal of Austin. No, let's not go there. The giant bird flew on to the secret location of the Ninja Center. Ostino and Passiona were deep in thought. The mission was a dangerous one that Quester, Austin, handled like he handled everything else, expertly, and with swiftness not seen before, at least not since the demise of an agent left behind in Egypt, presumed dead. And also, the death was witnessed by all. He was, however, going to make a comeback in another chapter. A briefing was held on the mission. Iran was still unstable and yet again had almost accumulated enough nuclear material to build a bomb to wipe their Jewish enemy off the face of the earth. It was really their doom that they advertised this aim. Their new facility was now underground, being impervious even to bunker-buster missiles, and it was now ultra-secure, there being no way to get into it or even close to it. Ideas, Quester, inquired the rascal. There has to be a way in, for everything leaks, does it not? How do they breathe in the control room? It is a completely self-contained system of internal oxygen, reconstitution, purification and ventilation. And what is it that is always necessary in air and plumbing systems in order to equalize the air and water pressure? A small vent, such as comes out of anyone's house roof. How do we get to it, rascal? We, as people, we cannot even get near it, for we would be detected. But a little radio-controlled car could. A bomb will not fit down that tiny shaft. Rascal, I do believe that you are leading me on and you already know the answer. I am and I do. I just like engaging your mind, old new buddy. How it is, rascal, that we can speak so freely to each other, without the sirs and deference and such, regardless of the difference in our ranks. Once I was you, Quester, a long time ago, and perhaps one day you shall be in my position. Please continue. We'll pour the deadliest acid known to man down the little pipe, via a little remote-controlled wagon with a video camera on it. When this shit hits the fans, it will spray all over the place, and eat through anything and everything. Quester, my good man, how can we cart an ultimate acid around that can destroy any container? Nothing can hold the universal acid, that's why they never make it. Exactly. We will use its safe and separate compounds, pouring one down and then the other upon it. When they mix, the uncontainable universal acid will then be formed. Good work, Quester. That's what every kid dreams of in chemistry class. They visualize it coming out in China and zapping some poor unsuspecting guy. This is how I once thought about it. As a boy in Dan Dennett's chemistry class, I wondered, as did others, about the following scenario that is often daydreamt of. Two compounds were mixed, which, unfortunately, produced the ultimate acid. Nothing could contain it. It quickly ate through the container, the floor of the laboratory, and then even all the way through the earth, eventually sloshing that poor sap in China.
This too is what may happen to us through education, as our chemical bioelectric nature is revealed to us, this being some kind of giant shockwave, after which we can never be the same again. The biochemical mush that is us, when fully realized, leaves us stunned and astounded. We grasp for what we once thought we were before, what we wished we were, but it eludes us in the new light of the learning of the natural sciences. The universal acid of such knowledge eats through all superstitions, folk tales and myths. Nothing can contain it. Some may come to even regret their learnings of this condition, unless they seek the truth, for it dissolves their container, leaving them floundering in the lurch. It happened to me too, beginning in 5th grade in Catholic school. But wait, it's not so bad, for what we are is still what we are, and we still have feelings, personality and more adventures of learning that await. The light of education ever shines brightly, wherever it may lead. Many dark alleys remain to be explored, given our new insights into the human condition. Then too, we know that the state of being is not quite the same as the physical states beneath, which are not apparent, and so introspection alone is but a second story, and so one should wish to be informed by the first story, as revealed by science. Good one, Quester. When can we get this thing designed and built, sir? Dear Quester, our own Section 0 just built it yesterday. We're off in an hour. The fine details of this still classified mission cannot be written, due to their confidential nature. However, Quester and his angelic partner, whose name had now become top secret, sometimes had a wonderful and youthful time guiding the little radio-controlled vehicle, which was painted black, through the dark shadow areas cast by a pillar and more. There was no radar up to 2 feet above the ground, as it would have been constantly set off by squirrels, rabbits and mice and such. The mission had succeeded, so now it was time to leave. The waiting stealth aircraft had previously entered Iranian airspace, low and undetected, landing on a very long driveway of an estate secretly owned by the CIA, then quickly turned about. The escaping NIA team then boarded it, and the craft was soon up and away, its takeoff naturally alerting the Iranians. They sent up some interceptors as was expected, but observed nothing as was expected, for the stealth jet was now climbing to 50,000 feet and nearly achieving a Mach 3 speed. Ostino and his paramour, having up to now been pressed back into their seats by the G-forces, got up and retired to a private room in the back of the plane. Raskol lifted an eyebrow, it seemed, but it was really just a secondary effect of his wide and happy grin, for he too was young once. The next day, the president sat down to read his daily news briefing. Strange problem shuts down Iranian nuclear reactor, irreparable damage and radioactive leakage, site cemented over. A smile crossed the president's face on a day now brightened by one less problem in this dreary world of so many irrational governments and beings.